Okay, great. Hi, pretty girl. Hi, everybody. Hi. This is truthwaverising, and we decided to take it inside the house because it is so hot outside. I think it's a heat wave or something. I don't actually know, but it says like it's only like 90 or 90 something degrees out there, but it feels warmer than that.
Feels like 110.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think we're in Florida, and it's the humidity and all that, and I know that, but I still think it's
Yeah, this is early Florida. Usually doesn't get this way until August and September.
Right, August, September.
So seasons are a little off.
The seasons are off. I mean, the world is changing. We all know that the world is changing.
Rains every day.
Anyway, so we decided to come inside and try to video it this way, and hopefully this will work out good. Sorry, whoops. Anyway,
I didn't realize. I get that. It's like being in an airplane.
Yeah, you have your little cup holder there thing, and
we get the deer with us here on the airplane.
Right. Alrighty, so how you doing, Stuart?
Well, much better than I would have been if we were outside today. That was such a great idea you came up with. And I was thinking that actually, today is like, and I didn't even say it. I just said how it was so hot out, and then you said,
yeah.
Or maybe I did say it.
You did.
I did say
no,
it.
you did say it.
I did say it. I forget what I say.
It's okay.
I guess that's what I was thinking, and you went right for it.
But you're right. I mean, we should do it inside the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's too hot out there.
I've been kind of thinking that for a few weeks, actually, but I didn't really think to mention it because we're always on the go and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, this would be much different inside. More like real newscasters, We don't have the world behind us.
Like in an office.
Yeah,
but actually, this is my living room, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to my living room.
Yeah, we don't have the globe behind us. We have the deer behind us since we're a country news station.
Right.
Backwoods.
Right. Right.
Back to nature.
Exactly, and right now we're in a spiritual war, and I do want to let you know that this is for education and entertainment purposes only. And
we learn and get educated as we go.
We learn and get educated
just
as
an experience.
we go. That's exactly
It's just a moment right now.
That's it right there.
Today, the moment is a great moment. And I was thinking, I wouldn't eat deer unless I really needed to. That was the first meat that I ate when I was 1 year old, so I was told.
Right.
But when I see deer, I'm hiking, I'm so quiet, I'll come right upon them because they don't hear me. And then they're not startled by me, and sometimes I've been right close to them, and they didn't even know I was close to them, and I could feel their vibrations even after they're aware of me being there. And they have an aura, they have a soul. They're, probably more human than most humans. I mean, deer. At least the deer that I experienced when I was so close to it.
They're smart too.
Yeah.
I mean,
my father.
I
the deer that I ate, and it must be. The deer that I ate when I was 1 year old is the one that my father killed. When he was a hunter, we used to have the head up on the mantle, whatever, on the wall. And he said that he shot the deer, and then he walked up to the deer, and the deer was still alive. The life was still in the eyes, and he watched the life leave the deer, and the deer had no animosity or hatred for him. The man who had just killed him, the deer, him or her.
Right.
And that hurt my father so well, that got so deep to him, he never hunted again.
Oh, that's good.
He never hunted again. I did a similar thing.
I think I would only hunt if I was starving.
I did the similar thing.
And I want to say something about that too, that those kind of animals, deer, cow, elk, venison, stuff like that, they know that they're here to feed us. That is their reason for being here. So they know, but just besides living for themselves, they know that they're food. So, and it's okay with them.
That's what my father saw in those eyes.
That's what is, yeah, exactly.
He knew the deer accepted. You're right. The deer accepted its fate because it knew from the moment it was born
And
that
it was
you know
okay
there
with
was
it.
predators around, and that was the way of nature.
Right.
And even if they're human, it's just the way of nature, and it's not something. At least in the deer world, you know, it's different in the human world. Of course, we're
Right.
a different organism.
We are.
We're a different organism.
We are. But yeah, there was a video I was watching the other day. Steven showed me really quick. It was a video of an alligator crossing the road or whatever, and these big tall birds went around it and turned it around the other way. Yeah, these big tall birds. I don't know what they were called, but they were just, they opened their wings like this, and they were like, no, go back that way. And they turned this little tail around and went right back. And I thought that was very interesting. They were showing their smarts, you know, because yeah, it was, he wasn't supposed to go that way. He was supposed to go that way. So.
Can I tell my alligator story? Did I tell that before?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, this was 20 years ago or so when I first moved here to the woods, and there was a path I was walking on about a mile from my property, and you know the path curves and such, and all of a sudden there was a giant alligator in the middle of the path. And the way, you know, the path had been, I came around the path.
So the road was that?
It was like a dirt road out in the
right.
It was like a dirt road at that time.
We live in the forest.
Yeah,
we have a lot of dirt roads
going
out
through
here.
the forest.
Right.
And so I went around a curve, and then coming my way, the other direction, coming around the curve was when we came around the curve, we were face to face. I was face to face with an alligator, who was probably 12 feet long. His head was probably that large, and I was as close as from me to you, and we both saw each other at the exact same instant. And we just stopped and froze and looked with eye contact with each other for about a minute. And I was scared to death.
A minute's a long time.
Yeah, there's an alligator right in front of you. It was really frightening. And I just stared at him, and he stared at me. I didn't know if he was going to come and eat me or whatever, or what was going to happen. And then I didn't break eye contact in 1 second, and then slowly, with my eyes connected with him so he could see what I was doing, I took one small step back, and he slowly took one small step back the other direction. And so I did it with the other leg, and he did it with the other leg, and then, you know, faster and faster we did this whole thing until we were distant from each other, and then he went back off into the side of the path, and I was able to walk down the road, without being. He didn't want to harm me. He or she did not want to harm me, and wasn't hungry enough to eat me. And
that's a good thing.
So that's the alligator story. That's life in Florida for you.
That is Florida.
Yeah.
I've seen alligators, bears, all kinds of stuff out there.
Oh, when I first moved here decades ago,
deer,
there was so much. It was always Mama, Papa, and Baby Bear. And they'd climb a tree when they'd see me coming, or they'd be in a tree when I come.
Really?
Yeah, and they just watch me.
Yeah.
And they'd be frightened. And the only animals you have to worry about in the forest.
And I think that is so horrible right now that we treat those animals that way, and they get afraid of us.
Oh, they're very afraid.
You know what I mean? They get afraid of us.
They are very afraid of us.
And we need to go back to natural, where you know they're not afraid of us, and they can just walk up to you and it's okay. You know, they don't want to eat you. You don't want to eat them. It's okay. Yeah.
Now the ones us humans need to be afraid of here in the forest are the raccoons.
The raccoons.
They will come at you.
Oh yeah.
And they won't climb a tree if they feel threatened. They'll come at you.
Well, I heard they're getting garbages a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Do a lot of
They're not too
damage
bad,
that
I guess.
way, but
Not too much animals of any kind that I see around here lately. I mean, it's probably more in the deep forest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, enough of that, I guess.
Anything else you wanted to talk about today before we start reading? Because
No, that was just, you mentioned something about alligators.
I want to read this. He just brought this to me today, and this is part of his life when he was doing the Flash Tabloid, and he's currently doing it and still doing it and had been doing that for years, this Flash Tabloid. And he brought me a bunch of visual things that I can put on the channel. So I'm going to start doing that with his music videos and things like that. I'm going to start putting these visual things on there because they're very nice. And I don't think they're copyrighted at all. So,
No.
you know.
No.
So I'm going to read this. And if you want to say anything about it, you are the author.
Yes.
You were the author of this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read it, and I haven't read it through the whole way through, but so bear with me. Okay. So it says, "Take Back America" by Flash Tabloid. The country is in the grips of the dark ages, with the only acceptable lifestyle in America being to chase the dollar. That is so true. Due to the pressure of backwards forces, the natural evolution of thought is being held back. Using subtle brainwashing methods disguised as entertainment, the corporations have manipulated all forms of media to bring this about. The future of our children's ability to think for themselves is in serious danger as the threat of a totally malevolent megastate looms larger daily. Freedoms disappear if they are not practiced. People everywhere must take back the power to live their own lives. This so-called war on drugs is not a battle over drugs per se, but it is in actuality over the right to think and speak as one chooses. The right to be an individual, not a pawn, a subject to the whims of any person or group who claim to speak for all. This is also about truth and the right to govern one's own mind and body. The people who have fallen for the surface illusions of cocaine and other dangerous drugs are being used as stereotypes in their worst exaggerated manifestations to cloud people's minds over the true issues. This situation is being used to spread fear, mistrust, hate, dread, and illogic, and is bringing about a social climate that is rapidly becoming severely acute and dangerous. There is, of course, a true drug problem. Cocaine, alcohol, amphetamines, narcotics, processed sugar, and junk food, as well as 90% of the drugs available in drugstores or from so-called doctors are addictive, body-destroying, and mind-depleting elements that are destroying people on a massive scale. That is so true. Excessive meat intake, television, and other aspects of modern life are also deliberating in the long run.
Oh, debilitating.
Debilitating. Yeah, I knew I was going to say that
Yeah.
right. Debilitating. Okay, I got that. True medicine is organically grown food, herbs, vitamins, and other gifts from the earth. Marijuana, however, is misunderstood, as well as being improperly classified with the destructors. It is a natural medicine with many uses that is very beneficial if used properly. It also clarifies the mind, and its use can lead to awareness of the sad state of the world. The pot laws are used to stop dissent and keep people in line who use it, as well as to poison the minds of the majority of the populace who are pathetically brainwashed by the media propaganda onslaught. The psychedelics as a whole can have amazing rejuvenative powers and thus have great promise for mankind. The recreational drug use idea put forth by such publications as High Times is irresponsible and self-defeating. Probably the biggest reason that the psychedelic sacraments are kept illegal is that they cut right through false ideologies that materialists and other cults try to blind people with. There can be no skinheads, Moonies, fundamentalists, or new right fanatics if a dynamic and fulfilling culture is allowed to emerge from the stifling 20th century system. The sacraments are the keys to unlock the doors of the deeper meaning of existence, and thus can help one to go beyond the mundane materialist outlooks that so permeate the mainstream society. It is the clash of cultures that is being hidden. The truth about what happened in the 60s and what is happening right now. There is a famous quote which states, "All that is needed for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. What you condone, you confirm. The cause is to wake people up to the insanity around them. The fact that all that is worth living for is being drained from our existence, while the environment is being rapidly destroyed beyond repair. As long as you truly hold on to the premise that good will conquer evil, it will be so. If too many people are manipulated into believing otherwise, then the opposite can occur. Why should our descendants live in a sterile, hopeless world of slavery? If there is a world, just because too many of those who should have known better didn't speak up or act, would the children of the future see any validity whatsoever in any excuses we might now for not acting while there was still time? Even the people who are mindlessly helping to destroy the rights and liberties of all would benefit from a more sensible way of doing things. There is a better way. How well the rising underground is able to spread the truth and capture the imagination of the populace will be the telling difference. The world of the future is forming as you read this. This is not the time to conform, but instead it is time to exercise our rights over our minds and our bodies. This is the time for everyone of courage, conscience, and intelligence to express their outrage and concerns before a whole new world has formed that has no room for freedom. So.
Oh, I gotta get a tissue or something. That's it. Got me teared up to hear that after all these years. I'll be right back.
All right. While he's doing that, I'm going to talk about a video that Penny Kelly just did. Penny Kelly is like an intuitive. She's deeply into consciousness and how to raise our consciousness and raise our vibrations. And she just did a video. It's called The White Wall. And she explains in there that this earth was a, or is a, I shouldn't say was, it is a experiment. It's an experiment, and a lot of Earths before or whatever were experiments also, and they failed. And
there's got to be a reason for all this, right?
The reason is because the reason is that she explains it is there's these beings who are above us who are trying to use the human beings on the planet as food, and who are trying to get the natural resources of the earth. And she is explained in the video, The White Wall, she explains in that video, Penny Kelly on YouTube. She is a deeply into consciousness, how to raise your consciousness and your vibration. And anyway, she says that they have failed this time. They have failed because so many of us, human beings on the planet, realize who we are, realize that we are powerful above them. Actually, I mean, they think they're all powerful, but they're not. They don't realize, I mean, so we have actually realized what is going on in this day and age, what they're trying to do to us by taking us down this path. It's draconians, everybody. It's everybody up there who is above us. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. It's some that are up there that are above us, who wanted to use this planet's natural resources and wanted to use us as food and labor. What they have come to find out is that so many people like us on the planet, human beings right now on the planet, have woken up to what they're doing. We realize it. We have taken our power back by saying no. By saying, I don't consent to this. This is not your planet. It is our planet, and we're going to do what we have to do to take it back by natural law and things like that. So anyway, she said that they have realized at this point in time that they have realized that they lost this experiment. They lost this fight, and it's ours now. So it's ours. Human beings on the planet, it is ours. It's not theirs anymore. It's ours, and we can take it back, and we're doing it right now. We are doing it. People are up there. They're
so the facades with the media manipulations are the last ditch effort.
That's the last ditch effort, and if you realize, if you look at the news media right now, they're coming out with some of these things. You know, some of these things, and you know, they realize it's over, and it's over because we realize who we are. We are strong. We are human beings with our own conscious minds, our own thought processes, our own way to live a natural life. And that's why we created this channel in the first place, is to inform others, to educate, to be entertaining and to educate. And I just wanted to say that because
show the possibilities.
Because I have always believed in this planet, and I have always believed that we are powerful and there is hope. I've always believed in a creator, a higher source than us. Well, it's actually a higher source than them too. But they came to this planet to do no good, and they found it out now that it's not going to work. It is not. There's too many of us awake.
And we're pretty powerful
and this is the time right now.
It doesn't take many of us.
And that's why there are many of them out there trying to help us get the message out. And the message is love. The message is light. The message is no more war. It's peace. It's peacetime. It's time to educate. Time to show love. Time to be in your own power and realize it. Okay.
Very good.
So, thank you. So, the next thing I'm going to read from is Syndicate Courier. She came up with this. This is the Lavaland Handbook. And this is a way forward for humanity. This is the way forward for humanity.
The old system didn't work. It is time for change.
The old system did
starting
not work.
From the top.
And it's
Not just the bottom.
right. Exactly.
I mean, it starts from the bottom, but the top has to topple.
But the top has to topple, and we're seeing it right now. The currencies are collapsing. The dollar's collapsing. They're talking about bringing in a new digital money currency system.
Greedy. It's too greedy up there.
It is. It's yeah. It's
and they're
always
not.
been.
They forgot
it's
these people don't know how to really work.
Right. Well, it's always
actually
been
use your
about
hands.
Right. Use your hands. Use your mind.
Yeah. Create things from scratch.
Exactly.
Connect with nature.
And now we can. And now we can.
Yes,
we can take back our power. We can use our hands. Use our minds.
Just
use our own
trickle back after
creativity.
they took it almost all away. Starting to trickle back.
But so my thing right now is I have faith, I have hope, and I just want to share that hope with people and get it out there that and I hope people watch this because like, subscribe, share, click that little all bells so you get all of our notifications. You can watch all of our videos we put on there so far. Okay. So back to this. This is the Lavaland Handbook written by Syndicate Courier. We are on number 7. It's called Media. And number 1.
Oh, no.
These
things just fit into place, don't they?
They do. They do.
They do.
So number 1 is producing or promoting media that supports, condones, or celebrates child abuse, violates natural law. Number 2, producing or promoting media including but not limited to music, movies, and literature that supports or condones, celebrates violence or sexual assault of any kind, violates natural law.
Sure, there's a lot of that in Hollywood.
And they do a
It's
lot
unbelievable. It's so
of that.
wrong the way these movies are made.
It is.
And the kids shouldn't see this stuff.
You guys should just do what I said last time. Turn your TVs off.
And then most of the Hollywood movies.
And most of the Hollywood movies.
Most of it. There's something wrong with those people. These
go on to alternative media like this.
Real life
Watch
stuff.
This.
It's way more interesting what's happening in real life than any fictional thing right now. This is the real world.
This is the real world.
We all get a chance to play a part in it. And
exactly.
we have to, or we're not going to have a future.
That's right.
So this is so important.
It's so important.
This is a pivotal moment in history. This is great in a way.
We're being actually birthed right now. I mean, I've heard people say that before, but I truly believe it.
What's that?
We are being birthed right now.
Birthed?
We're birthed, going through.
Oh, birthed, right,
going through
right,
the birth
okay,
canal,
right. Right, yeah, I feel like that. Like everything has been like preparation for this, the beginning of my life.
Right.
We all want to do the best we can.
And before, I have so much hope anyway. But before, it was like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, when is it ever going to happen?
And that gets so mundane. But you know what? It is happening now. I see it. I see it. I see it happening, even in the alternative
Yeah,
media.
Even there.
I mean, because I don't watch mainstream media. I don't have cable. I don't watch the news.
It's turn your stomach. They're
Exactly.
they're so hateful and lying, and it's just a hate cult.
Right.
You know, and
we don't do
laugh
that.
at each other and look down on each other. We don't do that.
We don't
do that. We're not going to play that game.
We are not going to play their game. We love and
yeah, that's their world. They get to keep it. We're not going to perpetuate it.
Number 3, producing or promoting media that displays or promotes a gratuitous sexual content.
Yeah, they really push people off. The whole civilization has really been changed in a bad way from the sexual, direction of the whole, Hollywood thing.
Oh yeah.
You know the focus of it.
Yeah, exactly.
The way it's addressed.
They put out the women in bikinis.
It's not moral. It's not ethical.
It
doesn't show that you should just find that the people that I know that have the best lives are the man and woman that met when they were in high school, and they fell in love and got married and lived their entire life that way and did just fine and never needed anyone else.
Yeah.
And did just fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and they don't promote that. They promote against that, make that look bad, and make all these other things. Well, you got to do this right. Sure, you have the right to do this thing, and all kinds of things as you're growing up. Anything can happen, but the best way is the best way. If we can't always get there,
right?
But it would be nice.
But we can get there with natural
happen.
law. I'm going to read this again. This is number 3: producing or promoting media that displays or promotes gratuitous sexual content, sexual assault language, or lewd content violates natural law.
So take all rap off, I guess.
Take all that.
Oh, it never needed to exist.
Okay, number 4. Framing someone else's words or message in a different context than intended violates natural law. Framing someone else's words. Right.
Or the way they twist things with the scandals and stuff to make everyone look bad.
Ridiculous.
Like they did with Trump, like they do with Matt Gaetz. So they take things out of context and say this is that person.
And they do it. And they do that all the time.
And they do it in facial expressions. They're taking films of things. You got millions of clips. You pull one out where the person looks weird.
Number 5. Manipulating the tone of someone's message with visuals or background music without their consent violates natural law.
Oh, yeah, that's very real. That's a very real concept.
Number 6.
Part of the brainwashing propaganda.
It's part of it, yes.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Number 6. Using someone else's work to promote a message other than the one intended violates natural law.
That's when things like copyright or trademark actually have validity.
Like right.
Yeah.
Number 7, attributing words to someone other than the one who said them violates natural law.
That's thievery.
Right, that's thievery.
Right.
Got that. Number 8, attributing material to someone other than the one who produced it violates natural law. I get that.
Yeah, basically same thing.
Stealing, same thing. Number 9, perpetuating, supporting, or promoting us versus them narratives
politics
violates
of
natural
division.
Law.
Yeah, making people afraid of each other.
Making it between blue states, red states, Democrats, Republicans.
Yeah,
they're all people.
Republicans and Republicans. I mean, there isn't any. This is all these things change.
Right.
It
will change.
They're just games they're using against us. We can have a valid political system. We could.
Number 10, spreading fear and traumatization propaganda, i.e., displaying graphic images of violence, injury, or abuse violates natural law.
Well, then the flu fart everywhere that produced produce the flu farce agenda.
Right. Exactly.
That's, you know,
the flu first agenda. Right.
Producing fear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to say something. Right. I just had a quick thought, and that is that I wonder how many people actually died of the flu this year and not COVID.
Oh, they are
because they're
manipulating
saying
all this stuff.
everything is COVID.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And now it's the so-called variants, which
And
they already said when they started this they were going to come up with variants, mutations
right,
of it. It's all part of the plan.
Of course they said that.
It's all a game, people.
It's all a game.
They're got you fooled.
It's to
they
get
really
you fooled,
are.
but it's...
They really are lying. They're fooled themselves. Or they just want to believe for some reason, but
right.
I don't see how they
No,
can. If you're in the media, which used to be called the press when they did real investigative things, media is controlled. The press is like what we are. This is
right.
the press.
This is
the
real
resurgence
press.
of the press.
Number 11, the use of covert neuro-linguistic programming violates natural law.
Oh yeah, I understand. That's subliminals.
Subliminals,
Subliminal
right.
sounds and visuals.
The use of covert hypnosis.
That's part of the same thing.
Violates natural law.
Subliminals create a hypnotic type of state.
Number 13, the use of covert archetypal messaging violates natural law. Okay.
They use that a lot in putting people against each other.
Right.
These are big concepts. And with the multimedia things, these are important things for everyone to think about.
Number 14, subliminal messaging violates natural law.
Oh yeah, it's all those 3 paragraphs are pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Right. Number 15, misleading marketing and advertising violates natural law.
Misleading.
Right.
The flu farce.
Number 16, false headlines or misleading photos are deceptive and violate natural law.
False headlines, is that what all of them are?
Yeah, pretty
when I was a kid,
all of it.
Everyone was afraid of drug abuse, and that was people sticking needles in their arm. And now they're saying that's a good thing. Everyone should stick needles in their arm. Hey, and you'll need the new vaccine every month, every year. Because whatever new thing they say is out there, which doesn't exist.
Exactly.
People get sick. It's not what they say.
Number 16, false headlines or misleading photos are deceptive and violate natural law.
The entire mainstream media.
Number 17, use of media for social engineering violates natural law.
Well, that's their whole purpose. That's all they do.
That's right.
That's all they do. And they don't hide it. They don't hide it.
Number 18, this is a big one. Fear mongering or unnecessarily exciting anxiety is a criminal violation of natural law. It installs triggers, desensitizes, and undermines human initiative.
These are actual
fear-mongering or unnecessarily exciting anxiety.
And just because they happen to be generals or congressmen or senators,
right, they do it
or
all
Speaker
the time.
of the House, it doesn't mean they're not.
So it's time for us
criminals.
as human beings to rise up on the planet and say no. I do not consent to this. And
ruled. We want to be guided by true leaders and help, not ruled by people that are working for this big worldwide conglomerate that want to just turn us all into slaves.
Right.
This is too much. We don't have any choice but to fight back, to resist, and that is really draining on all of us. This is really hard. We have no choice but to resist. No choice. Oh, we're up there on the screen. I didn't realize that.
She must be
that's
low.
my hand.
Number 19. Polling for undisclosed purposes violates natural law.
Well, they manipulate all the poll numbers.
All polls anyway.
Oh, it's so...
They've been doing that.
It's a computer age. They can manipulate anything.
The push of a button.
And the push
all
of a
they
button.
need to do is the push of a button and whatever. Number 20, presenting speculative reports as factual is misleading and violates natural law.
I hate to say this, but I just drank too much water. I gotta run to the restroom.
Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay.
So I just read number 20, and number 21 is invasion of privacy. Spreading gossip and slander violate natural law. And there is so much of that going on in the mainstream media. It's sickening. Yeah, that's just sickening stuff to me. Number 22, scripting, producing, and spreading false narratives to deceive others violates natural law. Boy, she right on the head on that one. Yeah. Number 23, producing or supporting media for political and governmental entertainment apparatuses violates natural law. Producing or supporting media for political and governmental entertainment apparatuses violates natural law. So that's a big statement right there. That's huge. That's like, and that's all they do is produce media for political and governmental stuff, you know. We need to get rid of the government.
Oh, I walk in quite a moment. The government.
Well,
as it's not working, what they call the government right now is not
right.
It's not real. It's a fake government.
Right.
It's a propped up, manufactured show using the media to keep it in power since John F. Kennedy.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Since it really is.
Number 24. Media related to the following topics generally contains hidden agendas, mind-controlling technologies, or subliminal messaging, sacred geometry, numerology, and gematria, holidays, religion, channeling, extraterrestrial propaganda, light orbs, and music that promotes celebration of unembodied entities, like Holy Spirit and stuff like that. Right?
Like the E.T. movies and things like that.
E.T. movies.
Well, you know, when...
Well, yeah, well, E.T. movies, yeah, that...
I had the flying saucer coming
extraterrestrial.
down on the
Yeah.
on whatever that was.
You want me to read that again?
I guess. I
Okay,
didn't
let's
understand.
read it again. Number 24, media related to the following topics generally contains hidden agendas, mind-controlling technologies, or subliminal messaging. Sacred geometry, numerology, gematria, holidays, religion, channeling, extraterrestrial propaganda, light orbs, and music that promotes a celebration of unembodied entities.
Oh, okay. I was kind of mixing it all together. I get the idea.
So it's
now.
mixing it all together and right.
Yeah, I see. It's a wide spectrum of things.
It's a wide spectrum
that affect
of things
people
that,
on deep levels of our consciousness.
right.
You know.
Well, they're mind controlling technology.
Many facets in many ways. This is the middle of the 21st century. This is a very advanced mind control apparatus we got going on. And I guess we got this moment to speak out before they crush
and us as human beings on the planet need to say, I do not consent to this mind controlling subliminal messaging.
It's been going for a long time.
Right.
I mean, more than even just the 21st century. This is the 20th century phenomenon.
It is.
It's a continuation. We want the real 21st century of prosperity and freedom.
Do you want me to, should we stop here?
We probably should. We said a lot.
Okay?
That was pretty darn good. You're very positive today.
Was.
Yeah, I love the way you really jumped into it.
I like to be positive and not negative.
Yeah, you helped set the mood from the very beginning when I brought the things from the old, bringing my package of of things I haven't seen in 20 years, of the old magazines that I used to make constantly and stuff like that.
I love that.
I'm glad it was so inspiring for me to see someone liking that after all these years, you know.
I loved it.
And will you be seeing?
And those things I'll be putting on his newest video with you know, the music.
The Take Back America, I
Take Back
wrote 20
America.
20 or 30 years ago. 25 years ago or something, a long time
Oh
ago.
my goodness.
And I was in college
and
stuff.
this is like current.
Yeah,
you know
and
what
it's
I mean?
really still very much in date.
Are like current.
It's like, wow, I
You
spoke
know?
pretty darn well.
Yeah.
I was like, gee.
The
I was proud of
next-
it when I wrote that.
Well, you should be very proud because
I'm glad it's getting out there.
and most people
thank
didn't-
you so much for reading it. You did a great job.
Thank you. Most people hadn't thought of that stuff back then.
Not back
They
then.
weren't
Now they can
thinking
see
about
it.
it.
I saw it
And
way
now
long ago.
And now we can
You know,
see it.
people
Now
say,
we-
oh, you say that. That's what Trump said. And I was like, no, I said this decades before Trump.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You know, just because he sees a few things that are true doesn't mean it's wrong.
So the next time I read from the Lavaland Handbook, we're gonna go into community
Okay.
and what
we need to have back.
we can do as a community.
Flea markets used to be such a big part of the
They
community.
used to be.
And that's,
Yeah, well, yesterday we went to the flea market. We did pretty good. We did okay. We did our dollar sale yesterday, and then we gave it away at the end of the day.
I was thinking
and,
about you all
and
probably
it was-
still doing that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to get
it
out,
was
but I was not up to
hot.
it yesterday.
Man, it was hot. Oh, I was roasting all day, but it was good. I actually videoed it. I videoed it. So
I wanted to sell at the flea
I'm
market, but I
working
realized
on that today.
I didn't have anything
actually.
left after selling into Land Wednesday. I had the leftovers.
Did you do good into
I
Land on
did
Wednesday?
about 2:30. My goal.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Good.
Not bad. I mean,
Very
it was
good.
my own records and comic books. And a few,
Right.
you know, those things cheap. It was just a yard
Right.
sale, really.
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
that's
bought
all the
anything
flea
in a
market
while.
is
Yeah,
basically
just,
a yard
you know,
sale.
It's socializing. It was done in a few hours, and then it was too hot.
Some of those people at the flea market, they think they have gold or something like that, and their prices are way too high.
What is wrong with them? It's a flea
I
market.
don't know, but
What are they thinking?
They
You go to the
need-
flea
if
market
you
to
watch
sell it
If
now.
you watch this,
Just get rid
you
of
know,
it. If you
just-
don't get rid of it, you give it
I mean,
away. You
take
throw it
what
away.
you can get for it, because you know that's what we do. Is
The
we
internet
take what we
has
can
made
get for it,
people-
and that's why we make money.
The internet
So-
has caused inflation so bad, making people think, especially in used items, and making
right.
people think things are
They're
so
all
valuable.
collectibles,
And it's
they're
part of a
all
ruse.
gold, and
Yeah.
no, it's not.
You know.
But anyway, wonderful today.
Yes, very good, very good.
So, probably, for the next, until it starts to cool down outside again, we'll probably be doing it inside, and hopefully that's all right with you guys. 'Cause,
Yeah, hopefully
like,
it'll look good on visual.
it's a lot cooler in here, and
If it comes out as good as that picture up there, we're fine.
You're right, it should.
All right.
All right.
All right. I had fun
Good
with
job.
this one.
All
Very
right.
much did.
Okay, we can shut this off now, and then I can edit it out.
I hope that came